You know, there's one part on this Wood-Mizer sawmill that I have always said, if it goes bad, I'm done sawing. It happened. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's kind of a dark and gloomy morning. It's about 6 right now. Those roosters will probably give that away in the background. Yeah, so the mill's broke down. We got 2 separate issues. The first, which is actually what has me shut down more than anything, I'm not super concerned with. So my power feed has been skipping here for the last couple weeks. More so when I get to either end of the mill, when you put it in gear, it just it slips a little bit, then it catches and goes. Well, I diagnosed that it's the shaft on the end of the power feed, so we got a new one of those. That's going to be the first project we tackle. That should be pretty simple because I know what's wrong with it. The bigger issue, something wrong with my set works. I run the Wood-Mizer original set works because that's how old this mill is. They're very dead simple. They don't have all the features that the new mills have, but they work for me and I've never had a problem with them. There's one issue though. This is obsolete. If something happens with this box here, it has to be replaced. That's about, last I checked, to replace that with AccuSet, it's over $2,000 and a huge project. So I really don't want to do that. But here's the problem I have. Last week when I was sawing, it'd be going along good. You set your set works, say you're cutting 1 inch, you'll be cutting 1 inch board, 1 inch board, then all of a sudden, it'll drop 1.5 inches, 1 3/16, 2 inches. It just goes nuts. Well, obviously, that ain't no way to run the mill because you have to stay super vigilant, make sure the machine's doing its job. It's a nightmare. So then I'm running in manual mode to finish the job I was doing. Well, I have said for years, I will not go back to manual mode. The mill I had before this did not have set works, and everybody thinks, oh, you're being a crybaby. Just use the scale, you know, you just saw off the scale there. Well, you just can't. If you're trying to make any kind of production and produce any kind of quality product, it's just so hard every single time hit your number and it drives you nuts. So do I maybe sound like a crybaby saying I won't saw manually? Yeah, probably. But we got to get this sorted out. So I kind of been troubleshooting through here looking, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm kind of thinking it might be this cable, because up in the machine there where you won't be able to see, where it attaches to the device that actually reads the distances. I think they call that an encoder, decoder, I don't know. Anyway, that it looks like it's really frayed there at the end of the cable. So I did buy a new cable. You can get a cable, and you can get that, we'll just call it a coder. So that's the only 2 options I got. I can try those parts. If that doesn't work, well, yeah, it's going to be an expensive and long day. So let's put that on the back burner for now. Let's dig into this power feed. Although I say it's a simple fix, it's not going to be easy. I have to take this entire unit off to be able to replace that gear. So it's dark enough I had to add some light to the situation to see what I'm doing here. Basically what we're going to do, we're going to take this entire feed unit off in one piece is how we have to replace this. So I slacked off my chain, my feed chain, to take the tension off. And it looks to me, from what I can see, I got 2 bolts that hold this to the frame of the mill. So We're gonna use the impact. We're gonna see if we can't get those things off. There's one. Well, with any luck, I should be able to just muscle this thing out of here. Right. I think I need a bigger pry bar. Well, that was a 2-minute job that took half an hour. I'm going to give you guys a tip that's worth the price of admission here. Do not try to jump the chain off the side of the sprocket to cheat and get this out. It's too close to the frame of the mill. Can't be done. Trust me, can't be done. Just disconnect the chain and just feed it through the sprocket. Lesson learned. Another lesson. There was also a bracket that wrapped around underneath that had to be taken off. I'm there cranking and cranking. Why won't this thing come up? Here's that little piece of steel. So there's 3 bolts that hold this thing on. Let's take this into the bench and see what we're working with. So what do you guys think? That's just gently used, right? Yeah, I think I got my money's worth out of that. There's the new one. It's no wonder that chain was skipping. It's hard to believe that thing lasted that long. The idle sprocket though, that actually seems in really good shape. So it must have just been this taking all the torque and abuse. So I got to pull off this belt pulley and that shaft comes out. This shaft goes in. Now that I'm looking at it, I hope they sent me the right shaft. We're going to find that out in a second. And well, now I'm nervous because I know they sent me the wrong belt. Interesting. Guys, I need some feedback. Is it too early? Did I not drink enough coffee? Explain this to me, how this works. I've never seen something so dumb in my life. Let me show you. So this is a threaded shaft with a key in it. How does this work? I'm here beating on this thing. Obviously, you cannot turn this out with that key in. It's not going to work. You can't use a gear puller because it's threaded. How do I get this thing apart? I can't get in on the backside. There's no way to get in there and drive that key out. That key is well rusted in because this has been on here for 20 years. That side of the shaft, the worn out side, looks like, oh, you could pop that off. You can't. It's welded. It's all welded together. This is just a collar. My mind is blown by this. I've never seen such a thing. I've never even heard of a keyed, threaded shaft. Kind of in a pickle now. So I have to cut into this video after the fact with some breaking news. I was wrong. Made an assumption. You should never do that. So my assumption was that this threaded keyed shaft that Wood-Mizer sent me was the correct part and was the same as what was on my machine, and I was wrong. They actually sent me a shaft from a standard LT40, which uses a different setup that uses threads and a nut, and mine was just a press on. So I couldn't let this go. It was bothering me. So I decided just to put that thing on the press and press it out. Then I realized what had happened. I called them. They confirmed, yes, we sent you the wrong part. So it wasn't that big a deal. They're sending me a new shaft, the right one. So I know I was frustrated. Half my fault, half their fault. Like I said, you shouldn't assume things, and I guess the moral of the story is if it doesn't seem right, maybe double check because it might not be. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled video. Well, on to what was supposed to be the theme of this video. You never know how these things are going to go. This should be simple. We're just going to unplug this. unplug up in there where you can't see, put this one in, we'll test it, and then if it's working, we'll get rid of this old one and button that all up with zip ties like they have it there from the factory. There can't be anything to this, can there? This has got to be simple. Said it again, what an idiot. Well, I'm working blind here. Oh, well, that dropped on there smoother than you could have imagined. Maybe my day's turning around here. Should never say that either. So that was the easiest part of my day so far. New cable's in, you can see, hopefully you can see how boogered up that end is, and I have a feeling that has something to do with the problem, hopefully is the problem. So I have the new cable loosely in there. Let's just give this a shot. Cross your fingers. I need a little bit of bright spot on my day here. So we'll line that up. I'm looking at my scale here, which you're not going to be able to see, but you're going to have to trust me on this one. We're going to set it for our 1 inch, and let's just, that's good, 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 good. I know I sound like a broken record. Hey, well, that's better than it's been doing. So I'm going to cross my fingers and hopefully that works. Now, obviously, we ain't sawing anything today, so I won't really truly know until I saw some logs with it. But I'm going to consider that a small win. That cable was $100. If $100 keeps this thing running, sure better than over 2 grand. The power feed, well, we're just not going to talk about that. Won't be sawing today. Got to order some parts. It's all right. I got 100 other things to do, so it's not like I'm going to be standing around here twiddling my thumbs. You win some, you lose some. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.